HeroSecretsOfLongevity.com. You've probably noticed over the last few months I've been letting my hair grow out. I've trimmed it up here and there. Recently done it short underneath and been doing a few more things with it. I may actually go short again in the near future, but through this process of letting it get longer than it's been for a long time, I had hair down past my shoulders in my late teens to about 20, maybe even up to when I was 21. That was something I enjoyed having, and I can't exactly remember what my hair care regimen was back then. I was using pretty conventional shampoo. Maybe I was already using natural products by that point, but it was still, when you compare natural shampoo to conventional shampoo, yes, it's quite a bit better in terms of the impact it's going to have on your health. There's a lot less known carcinogens, and these things we know we need to eliminate from our personal care routines, but it still has the same effect as being really strong in terms of the pH balance might not quite be right. There can be effects with some of the things they put in there to give shampoo the consistency it gets and to get the really specific lather people are looking for. And then there's also other things that coat the hair and really cling to it. And over time it leads to, number one, a dependence on constant washing of your hair to maintain that level of feel to it that you're looking for. And then B, it can damage your hair over time, whether it dries it out, strips some of the natural oil and qualities of the hair that would otherwise just build up and remain there and be good for your hair. So there's a lot of ongoing experiments people are doing, and now with the internet, things are picking up speed in terms of the number of people trying these things, even people that advocate very conventional lifestyle things like conventional makeup and all this. You do a search on the no poo method and you find these people doing it because they've heard good things about it. It does seem to be unique in that it works for some people and doesn't work for others. Just like a lot of things when it comes to health, people have different bodies and they react differently to different practices, different diets, and in this case, different hair care methods. So the no poo method is the idea of you get off conventional shampoo, even getting off using soap on your hair, because a lot of people then progress to using like Dr. Bronner's. I used that for years, but I have to say, when my hair was short, from when it was long, really long to super short, and I've had it in between, but never getting much longer than what I had before this, and I would on occasion shampoo with Dr. Bronner's cast iron soap. I'd always wash my hair before getting a haircut, but between a month or two at a time, I might not wash it at all, or I might wash it only once or twice. So I was, in essence, already prepared for the no poo method because I was using so little of it. I would just be attentive to rinsing my hair under hot water, and I'd actually comb my hair in the shower as it gets longer, and that just pulls out the hair that's starting to uproot and fall out naturally. So as my hair started getting longer, up until before I trimmed it recently, I noticed my hair was starting to get greasier, and the strict no poo method, which is just simply only doing the hot water when you have a shower and you never put anything on it, they recommend using a boar bristle brush. I never tried this, but apparently if you brush hair with a boar bristle brush, it drags that oil from your scalp down towards the ends of your hair, and that can, in and of itself, be all you need to do. What I was looking at was the no poo method that involves doing a rinse of baking soda and then apple cider vinegar. Might only have to do about once a week. That's about how often I was having to do it and have been doing it. And I have to say, I've had pretty decent hair and scalp health most of my life, but in the last few years, going back to even slightly before raw veganism, and there was no change throughout that period, I started to develop dandruff. To this day, I've always had that issue, and the cast iron soap actually made it worse, which is partly why I never washed my hair. People would think, oh well, it's a fungal-based thing, you need to wash your hair to get rid of that fungus. It doesn't work like that. I don't understand the specifics of dandruff because I haven't looked at it in that much depth, because no matter what I do with my diet, it doesn't change, so to me it's not a massive issue. It can be an embarrassing issue, that's for sure, but I seem to have stumbled across what solves it for me. It might not be what solves it for everyone, but it is this no poo method using once a week is all I have to do, baking soda, about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon. I usually less than someone with longer hair, so 1 to 2 teaspoons for me in water. I do a rinse of that. I actually put a bit in my eyebrows because that is even more embarrassing because I will tend to get dandruff in my eyebrows, these thick Scottish snow-making machines, I guess you could call them. But essentially, yeah, I don't know what's happening. It's a very alkaline solution with the baking soda, and then you put the apple cider vinegar on afterwards, and once again it's 1 to 2 teaspoons or 1 full tablespoon or more if you have longer hair, and that brings the pH back to more acidic, which is what your skin and hair likes. It's a more acidic pH. So I put that in my hair and then on my eyebrows as well. I even put it in my beard, but I don't have a problem with my skin there. And yeah, I started doing this over a month ago, and I instantly, within a day or two, it was completely gone and cleared up. And I had seemed to go through periods of more and less dandruff. It was never anything that bad. I noticed the more I use hair products like stuff in my hair, as much as I enjoy doing that, and I use all natural products, and I've tried a lot of different ones to see what affects me differently, it would always be worse. The dandruff would be worse when I was doing that, so I've tended to try and use less of that. But sometimes that's the look I like, but I just have to be conscientious to do that rinse shortly after, within a day or two, otherwise the dandruff tends to start up again. Now, on researching this, because I wanted to do a video of this sooner because I was so amazed by the results and this complete halt of this ongoing issue I've had that has responded to nothing else I've ever done, I started to find information about people saying that the baking soda rinse, because it's so alkaline, it's actually quite damaging to the hair. And you read about it and it makes sense. You're actually weakening part of the shaft, and that's why you get such silky, nice looking hair afterwards, in part. Part of it is the apple cider vinegar. But that alkaline stuff helps take off excess oils produced by your scalp, which you don't want to be stripping them off, which is what conventional shampoos do. But this method just does it a little more gently, but even then people are saying it's too harsh. And I got freaked out by that and I stopped using it. I still did the apple cider vinegar rinse, and I tried even some other things. I tried the honey rinse, which is recommended as a replacement for the baking soda rinse. But within a week or two of doing that, the dandruff came back. So because my hair is so short, I'm not too concerned about it getting damaged. Because it's growing out, and I'm going short soon anyways, so that's going to be my solution. I would highly recommend this method for anyone that has dealt with the issue of dandruff or any kind of scalp issue. It could probably work quite well for it. Using the apple cider vinegar alone is great. It's slightly acidic, but it also has good bacteria and other things going for it, which is very healthy for your skin and scalp. It leaves a slight odor of vinegar afterwards, so you might want to rinse with some flower essence water or spritz something on you to mask the smell if you don't like it. It's really not that strong at all, and I have no problem with it, but I know some people do have particular interests in not having a slight odor there. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experiences with that. If you have really long hair, you can look into it, try it out. If you are using a lot of conventional shampoo or even organic, all-natural shampoo and conditioner, you'll have that adjustment period. And what I would recommend doing is actually just starting to space out how often you wash your hair at first instead of just completely going cold turkey, because you will have an overproduction of oils right off the bat because of that. So space it out to every other day, then washing your hair every 3 days, maybe then once a week, and so on and so forth, and eventually you replace it with the rinse and you should see better results. I'm having to only do it once a week, and it's been quite a miracle in that sense for cleaning up this slight flaking I had. I never had really horrendous dandruff, but especially wearing a black shirt, it is visible that there would be stuff on my shoulders that people would notice in public on occasion, and that's never a fun thing to experience. Anyways, let me know if you've tried this method in the comments below and what your experience has been with it, what recommendations you have, or if you have any other hair care experiments and alternatives that you employ. And yeah, just discuss it freely below. I'd like to learn from this too. I'm by no means an expert on hair care. Some of my top videos are about hair care, but more from the place of feeding yourself well to help produce healthy hair. One other quick thing is I'm likely going to be in Toronto a week from this weekend, so that's April 11th to 13th, 2014, for the Bitcoin conference at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. If you happen to be in the area and you want to just come hang out, or you're actually interested in the conference and the speakers that will be there, come on out. it is going to be a great event. Stefan Molyneux from Freedom Main Radio, great YouTube channel. Jeff Berwick from the Dollar Vigilante. Jeffrey Tucker, a popular speaker and writer of libertarian type philosophy online. And then also people like Andreas Antonopoulos. I definitely butchered that name because I don't have it right in front of me. And many others. And you can check out the event below. There's a link there. And find out who's speaking. And it's going to be a big and informative event. This is going to be quite exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you guys out there, if anyone in Toronto or the area happens to want to come out. Anyways, I'll talk to you next time. Take care and embrace life without limits.